The Utah defense is looking to once again have a great season. They were projected second in the Big 12, or excuse me, they finished second in the Big 12, only behind BYU last season. I've said before, I think they take a slight step back. I think next week maybe I'll do like predictions of where exactly I think Utah's offense and defense will finish in the conference. Right now, I'll say Utah's defense finishes fourth. Maybe that'll creep up to third. And then as for the offense, I think Utah will end up having a top 5 offense in this conference because of that offensive line, because of the special playmakers and the play caller having a 4th best offense on a yards per game basis. I think Utah makes that much of a leap. And there's a lot of good teams in the Big 12, so that'll be saying something. So on defense, let's predict a couple of key stats. On here I have top 5 in tackles, top 3 in sacks, top 3 in picks. Let's start with tackles. I was going back and forth on tackles because Utah might want to use Lander Barton just to blow plays up frequently. He might not be put in a position to make as many tacklers as some linebackers get to be because Utah might want to line him up all over the place and ask him to do different things. But at the end of the day, I said, who's the best linebacker Utah has? It's Lander Barton. And I do think he has a Devin Lloyd type year. I think he leads his defense in tackles. I think he's an absolute monster for the 25 campaign. I think he leads the team in tackles. I could see it being, I think it's going to be over 80. I think he's going to be a man on a mission. I could see it even being higher than that. Like I could see Lander Barton with over 100 tackles this season. I don't know if that'll happen because, like I said, that Utah might ask him to do different things. But right now, I'll go Lander to lead the team in tackles. I'll go Leavani Damuni, the veteran who's been waiting for his opportunity to come back. He's healthy. He's ready to go. He knows the right places, the right spots. His high IQ because of that veteran experience is going to pay out well. And I think is going to play out very well for him. And I think he's going to step up and make a lot of stops. I'll go Rabbit Evans after that. He's going to be a classic Utah safety that's playing in the box, just making things happen behind the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to be a top 5 tackles for loss guy, even though he is a safety, because I just think his speed, his strength. I'm incredibly high on Rabbit Evans. As I've said before, he's probably like my main breakout candidate this year outside of, Devin Dampier, Wayshawn Parker. Like those guys at least did something last year, right? Like Dampier, we said the stats. Wayshawn Parker, we said the stats. Rabbit Evans had nice moments, but he wasn't a week in, week out starter because Utah had Teo and they had Gilman. And Gilman's moved on. So now you have Evans as the guy. I think he's going to be absolutely tremendous. I think he's going to be all over the field. His name's going to pop up on just missed the cut on another list I was going to say at the picks department. But I do think he makes a couple plays. I could see Rabbit Evans being a pick 6 guy this year. I would love that. So we'll see what happens there. After that, Teo Johnson to me is another guy who's getting in on this. I think he's worked really hard this offseason to improve his tackling. To me, that was the only thing his game was missing. He was a really strong safety last year, just had to tackle better. His range all over the field. I think he's a reliable last line of defense for Utah and will still be a top 5 guy in tackles, just blowing plays up frequently. Then after that, I'll go Jonathan Hall. How often does Utah put 3 linebackers on the field, right? That always remains to be seen with how heavy spread the Big 12 is going to be. So I think that's always a question, but I do think Jonathan Hall gets on the field. I think he makes an impact. A physical thumper who got better as the season went on. He provided some memorable hits last season. I think he's going to do so again in 25. Then we get to the pass rush department. Who will be the mayor of Sac Lake City? Going back and forth on this. For one point, I thought that honestly, Jackson Jones, the Oregon transfer, might have a chance just with some of the traits he was showing, but I'm not hearing a lot of buzz about him right now, so I'm cooling off on him. I was thinking John Henry Daly for a while. That was a hot name at Big 12 Media Days. But I just thought about something. Who's been one of the guys that everyone has said has looked really good? And who's a guy, let's just go back his first year with Utah football. He had 3.5 sacks before getting hurt. It's Logan Fano. He spent last year's offseason rehabbing, not able to train. This year, it's been training. I think Logan Fano is going to erupt. I think he's the mayor of Sac Lake City. I'm going to say he has 8 sacks to lead Utah. And I think there's a chance he's a double-digit sack guy. I think Utah's Fano brothers are going to absolutely show out. After that, I do have John Henry Daly finishing in second on Utah. I think he'll get 5 sacks. And I have Dallas Vakalahi with 4 sacks right now. I think some other guys get in there. Lance Holtzclaw. We've heard, Paul Fitzgerald. What does he do? We've heard about some other guys. Lander Barton, I could see getting 5 sacks this year on blitzes. Maybe Utah uses Damuni and he gets home a few times. But I'm just going to go with a defensive tackle who played as a true freshman last year that I think makes a supersized sophomore step in a big way, and I think he has a really strong season coming up. So Vakalahi will be 3rd on sacks for me. After that, interceptions, I'm going Teo Johnson number 1. the eyes, the range. I think it's going to allow him to make a lot of plays. He barely beats out Smith-Snowden. I just don't think teams are going to throw Smith-Snowden's way a lot, or else honestly I might have picked him to lead it. I just think Teo being the free safety will allow him to roam the field and make those plays downfield. And then narrowly being out Rabbit Evans, I did have Elijah Scooby Davis as the next guy that I think, because how good Smith is, and Davis is probably going to draw the top outside corner assignment, I think Davis is going to do a good job blanketing receivers, and I think he gets 3 interceptions on the season. And still, or actually 3 might be a lot. I'll go 2 for Davis. I'll go 3 for Smith-Snowden and 4 for Teo. That'll be tough, by the way. I realize as I say this off the top of my head, but because I had them in order predicted, but I should have given a number next to them too. Who's leading Utah in passes defended, passes deflected, whatever? I think it's Smith-Snowden. I think he's just going to be lights out. Even though teams won't throw at him a ton, the rare times they do, I think it's going to result in a pass being batted away. Today's episode of Locked On Utes is brought to you by our friends at Rugiet. Guys, you've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. Maybe you even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugiet Ready. Rugiet Ready is a next-gen prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal in the brain and boost blood flow. Unlike the usual pills that can take hours, Rugiet's 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast. On average in 15 minutes, and effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay confident and in control when the moment is right. I love that it's a completely online. Rugiet connects you with board-certified doctors and ships your treatment discreetly to your door. If traditional options just haven't worked for you, I mean, over 150,000 men have already made the switch to Rugiet. You can head to rugiet.com/lockedoncollege, all caps, no spaces, and use the code LockedOnCollege to get 15% off today. That's rugiet.com/lockedoncollege and use the promo code LockedOnCollege for 15% off when you head over to rugiet.com today. As I said, I think Utah's going to have a tremendous season. I have this team in Arlington, 10-2. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think the stat lines are going to look like for Utah's top guys on offense, on defense? What's your schedule? What's your record prediction for the upcoming season? Can't wait to get this season underway. We are almost here. The 2025 college football season is right around the corner. We got week 1 this weekend, Farmageddon. Big 12 play gets underway. I'm excited to tune and watch that game. I think it's going to be absolutely electric and capture the nation just like the one last year did. Dublin is going to be a place where the energy levels are going to be off the charts. Big 12 action starts next week. Utah, UCLA. The reason you watch this show is because you love Utah football. Greatly appreciate all of you. Wait till the very end. And we've all been waiting a very long time for Utah football to be back, and we are almost there. Next week, we'll be breaking down Kyle Whittingham's press conference comments as we get to game week, our schedule shifts, matchup preview with UCLA, a crossover with the host of Locked On UCLA Bruins. There's a lot coming on Locked On Utes. The long wait is over. It's game week next week on Locked On Utes. We can't wait to cover it with you then. If you're in the market for a second listen every day, check out Locked On Iowa State Cyclones. Check out Locked On Kansas State Wildcats. Head over there. Get the rundown on those teams going into Farmageddon. And next week, tune back into Locked On Utes, where we'll be ready to roll talking about the 2025 Utah football season getting underway. Let's go. We'll see you then.